The holographic display flickered in the sterile observation deck of the Meridian, casting blue light across Jennifer's face as she studied the forbidden star chart. 43 solar systems, each marked with the crimson seal of the Galactic Concordance, territories humans were legally prohibited from entering under penalty of complete neural dissolution. "You're staring at it again," Kevin said, floating through the zero-gravity chamber with practiced ease. His lean frame twisted midair as he caught a handhold beside her. 3 months on this mission and you still can't accept it." Jennifer didn't turn. Her fingers manipulated the hologram, expanding one particular system. A G-type main sequence star with 5 planets, 2 in the habitable zone. According to pre-ban surveys, it had been perfect for colonization. Now it sat empty, guarded by autonomous concordance sentinels that would vaporize any human vessel on approach. "I don't accept things that don't make sense," she replied. "The official records say humans were banned for ecological instability patterns and uncontrolled expansion protocols. That's bureaucratic garbage, Kevin. There's a real reason." Kevin pulled himself closer, his expression shifting from casual to concerned. They'd served together on the Meridian for 5 years, a deep space archaeological vessel tasked with studying dead civilizations. In that time, he'd learned to recognize when Jennifer's scientific curiosity crossed into dangerous obsession. "The reason is we almost destroyed Earth," he said quietly. "Climate collapse, nuclear brinksmanship, 6 mass extinction events triggered in 2 centuries. The Concordance saw our pattern and cut us off before we could export it." "That's what they tell us." Jennifer finally met his eyes. "But I've been analyzing the banned zones. They're not random, Kevin. Every single system has one thing in common." She expanded the display. 43 stars appeared in 3-dimensional space, color-coded by spectral class. Her fingers danced across the interface, and glowing lines appeared, connecting the systems in an intricate web. "They all contain stable wormhole termini," she said. Kevin's breath caught. Wormholes, naturally occurring Einstein-Rosen bridges, were the galaxy's most valuable resource. The Concordance controlled them absolutely, using them to maintain their faster-than-light network across 800 civilizations. Humanity had been granted access to exactly 7 wormhole routes, enough for trade and communication, but nowhere near enough for true expansion. "That could be coincidence," Kevin said, but his voice lacked conviction. 43 out of 43, the probability is. "I know the probability." He pushed away from the wall, agitation evident in the sharpness of his movement. "Jennifer, what you're suggesting is that the Concordance manufactured the ban to monopolize natural wormhole formation in our region of space." "Not manufactured, opportunized." She closed the display with a gesture. "Think about it. Yes, humanity nearly destroyed itself. Yes, we have a problematic history, but so did the Viren during their industrial revolution, and they weren't banned from 70% of their local cluster. The Concordance used our mistakes as justification for a strategic resource grab." Kevin was quiet for a long moment. Through the observation deck's transparent aluminum viewport, the cosmic background radiation detector array was visible, a kilometers-long lattice of sensors designed to map ancient quantum fluctuations. That was their official mission. What Jennifer was proposing could end their careers, or their lives. "Even if you're right," he said carefully, "what are you planning to do about it?" Jennifer smiled, and it wasn't a comforting expression. "We're 3 light-years from Kepler 442. The Meridian has full stealth capabilities for observatory work, and I've been developing a hypothesis I need to test." "Absolutely not." Kevin's voice hardened. "Entering a banned system is a capital offense. They won't just fire us, Jennifer. They'll dissolve our neural patterns and recycle our atoms. You'll cease to exist in every legal and physical sense." "I need 15 minutes in the system, just long enough to take readings of the wormhole terminus." "Why?" She pulled up a new display. this one showing dense mathematical formulae and quantum field calculations. Because I think the wormholes aren't natural. Look at the stability metrics. Every wormhole in concordant space shows identical quantum decoherence patterns, identical Hawking radiation signatures. The odds of natural formation producing such uniformity across galactic distances is impossible, Kevin finished. His scientific training was warring with his survival instinct. You think the concordance is manufacturing them, or found a way to stabilize them artificially. Either way, if I can prove the wormholes in band systems were engineered, it would mean the concordance has been lying about the fundamental nature of FTL travel for centuries. It would mean they've been controlling civilization expansion through artificial scarcity. Kevin closed his eyes. He thought about his family back on Earth, about the life he'd built, about the comfortable certainty of operating within established rules. Then he thought about the bigger picture, about humanity trapped in 7 pathways while other species roamed freely through networks they didn't even understand. 15 minutes, he said, but I'm setting the AI to auto-jump us out if any concordance vessels appear within sensor range, and we tell no one about this ever. Agreed. Agreed. The Meridian ghosted into the Kepler 442 system 3 days later, every stealth system engaged, every non-essential emission silenced. They were a whisper against the cosmic background, invisible to standard sensors. Jennifer worked in feverish silence, her instruments trained on the wormhole terminus that sat in a stable orbit around the system's second gas giant. The readings that flowed across her screens made her hands tremble. Kevin, look at this. Her voice was barely a whisper. The quantum field structure. It's not collapsed from cosmic strings like natural wormholes should be. It's architectured. There are lattice points, geometric regularities. This thing was built. Kevin reviewed her data, his own expertise in quantum mechanics confirming what he didn't want to believe. The engineering precision. No species we know of has this capability. Not now, Jennifer said, but someone did, or does. She adjusted the sensors. I'm detecting residual energy signatures, exotic matter distribution patterns consistent with active maintenance. Proximity alert, the ship's AI announced calmly. Concordance patrol vessel emerging from wormhole terminus. Time to detection, 90 seconds. That's impossible, Kevin said, fingers flying across the navigation console. We're completely stealthed. Jennifer's blood went cold as understanding hit. They're not detecting us. They're guarding it. Kevin, these aren't banned because they're dangerous to us. They're banned because they're valuable to them. Jump calculations ready, Kevin said. 30 seconds to detection. Jennifer made a choice. She routed all her sensor data to a tight beam transmitter and aimed it at a specific coordinate, the location of an independent science station operated by the Thulian Collective, one of the few concordant species known for academic integrity. What are you doing? Kevin demanded. Insurance, she said, and triggered the transmission. 20 seconds later, the Meridian vanished from normal space, leaving only a ghost echo and a transmitted truth that would take 3 years to arrive at its destination. They never spoke of it again. The mission report listed a minor calibration error that took them briefly off course. No one questioned it. But 3 years later, when Jennifer was teaching xenoarchaeology at the Mars Institute, she received an unmarked data chip. On it was a single message from the Thulian Collective. Analysis confirmed. Academic publication prepared. Attribution anonymous as requested. Concordance response expected within the decade. She smiled and deleted the message. Sometimes revolutions didn't require heroes. Sometimes they just required scientists willing to ask dangerous questions and patient enough to wait for the truth to matter. The Galactic Concordance's monopoly on the stars wouldn't end today or tomorrow, but it would end. And humanity would remember who had started asking why.